Okay, you ready? Or
Yeah, it's working now.
okay, programming is a big thing. Basically, we bring recently we brought in a visiting poet. He's the Louisiana Poet Laureate, and he works at Tulane. And we got the grant through the National Endowment for the Arts, Louisiana National Endowments for the Arts. And he came in and did a poetry workshop and read from some of his work. But we do a lot of traveling exhibits. We find out, through American Library Association, we find out, we recently did a traveling exhibit on George Washington and how he influenced medicine, which a lot of people don't connect the two.
Huh.
But apparently, or was it Thomas Jefferson? He was one of the major politicians, in history, and I want to say it was George Washington. So yeah, we try to bring in programming like that. We basically, all the librarians and the staff, we're liaisons with the different disciplines. Like, I'm in charge of education, art, psychology, and there's English literature. And basically what I do is we maintain relationships with the faculty, and we order books that they want. We find out what they need for the different courses, and we order those books. And we also go to their classes, and we teach research classes to their students. And they come to us, and we teach classes here also. So that's a major portion of our time, actually, the teaching. I teach a lot because I teach a lot of English lit classes. I teach about 15 English classes a semester. And it's just one-shot lectures. I meet with them once, and I give them the spiel of the library, and then the rest of the class period, they work on their assignments, and I go and help them try to find the correct databases to use and that kind of thing. A lot of our work also involves here at the information desk. We basically help students find the correct databases they need to use for journal research. We also, a big thing right now is electronic books. These are books you can read on your tablet or read from your computer. We have 60,000 electronic books that students can get access to.
Any particular subject they're based on?
It's a variety. It crosses every discipline. We're spending about a third of our book budget on ebooks now. It is the new thing, but I do find there's still a lot of students that like using traditional books. They just like having something physical in their hand, and they're more comfortable with that. I haven't seen it pick up as quickly as I thought it would pick up. I think eventually, like 40 years down the road, we're going to see a lot more of ebooks, but it's a slow process. So yeah, that's really big. What's really cool about our ebook system, it has a cite button where it actually cites the books for you in the different formats, or your bibliographies, like the APA format, MLA format. So students love that. They have an electronic dictionary where you can look up words on the screen, any word that you want, basically. So ebooks are big right now. We also have the librarians. We do one-on-one sessions with students. Like, they can book a time with us, and we can basically, if they have a specific assignment they're researching, we can go through the process with them, picking the right databases, finding which keywords they need to use for their searches, that kind of thing. We do a lot of displays. I don't know if you've noticed the display windows that we have, but we have displays on different subjects. We just did one on professional football helmets. A local community person had a large football helmet collection, so we did a display on that. Another example of a display we did was there was a local baseball team. I think it was an African American players, and I think it was a lot of locals were on this semi-professional team, and I think we did a display on that. So yeah, we do displays on a variety of things. Librarians here, we're faculty, so we serve on a lot of university committees. I'm on several. I'm on the student discipline committee. I'm on the student media committee, which is how I know Lance, because I deal with him on that. And we are expected to publish. We published articles in library journals on a variety of things. Like, this semester, University Studies has a library component where every university studies class has to come to the library, and they do a lab session doing a specific research assignment, and the librarians take turn teaching those classes. Well, 3 of our librarians have published, are trying to publish papers on how they revamp that, trying to make it a little more interesting for the students, because it's hard to get them to do research until they actually have an assignment where they need to do the research. See what I'm saying? So it's a lot of teaching, a lot of liaison work with the faculty. Big thing right now, I don't know if you could see back there, but all those bones and stuff and organs, those plastic models, that has become really big right now. A lot of our nursing students check those out. Their muscles, their skeletons. A lot of our circulation ladies are spending a lot of time with that right now, checking those out to the nursing students.
Do any of them represent the parts of animals or just humans?
It's just humans.
All right.
Yeah. We have study rooms here that the students use. We actually have 5 study rooms, so those are used quite heavily, especially during finals. We have our archives department on the first floor, and I can only tell you some of the things they have there because I'm not the archivist, but I can tell you they have old letters that were written from Civil War soldiers who lived in this area. Basically letters that they've written, a lot of really cool historic photographs of Thibodaux from 100 years ago when it was Thibodauxville. Some really good, cool old photos. But if you want to talk to Cliff Terrio, who's our director, he could tell you more what's in the archives because he's the archivist also. So we also have government documents on 3rd floor, which is basically where we keep a lot of government reports. Really good place for statistics, if you're looking for numbers to back up your research. A lot of our documents you can get access online now, but only about 40%. The rest you can physically go up and look at upstairs. And they publish reports on many different topics, like on careers you might be interested in. It's amazing the reports that have come out. Just about anything you research, there's probably been a government report that's been written about it. So, and then there's the journal department, a magazine department. We call it the serials department. A lot of students do get their information on our databases. They can get full text articles through our magazine databases, but there's still certain journals that aren't in our databases and you have to physically go up there and get them. So a lot of students go up there. So yeah, that's probably the big things that we do: the programming, the teaching, and the book ordering, finding out exactly what each instructor needs and ordering the books for those courses. So yeah. You have any other questions or?
Well, do you have a favorite job that you do here?
I have a lot of favorites because I've been doing it for so long. I just like what I do. I do write book reviews for different library journals, so I love doing that. There is a magazine called Louisiana Libraries, which is put out by the Louisiana Library Association, and I review books of fiction that take place in Louisiana or by Louisiana authors.
All right.
So I love doing that. I love the teaching part. It's always something I've enjoyed, so I do like that. I love working here at the desk. I just like interacting with people. A lot of our time we spend in our offices doing different projects and stuff, so I like getting the chance to come out here, and work with the people. So the work in the reference desk and teaching for me is my 2 favorite things, and the book reviews.
All right.
So yeah. But yeah, so anything else?
Let's see, yeah.
We do conferences. We have librarian conferences every year. Most of us belong to the Louisiana Library Association, and it's a chance to meet with colleagues, just seeing what they're doing at their schools, and we can compare notes. So conferences are fun. They're interesting.
All right.
And then there's American Library Association, which is national. It's harder for us to go because we don't have much of a travel budget. We would have to pay for it ourselves, so most of us do the local Louisiana Library Association conferences. If we had the money, we'd definitely do the American Library Association.
All right.
So yeah, I like it when our programming when we bring authors in. To me, that's really cool. I mean, obviously, it's difficult to bring some of the major, like national authors. Usually, we get those for our conferences. But we were lucky we got the Louisiana Poet Laureate to come in because, but we were only able to do that through that grant that we applied for. So that was a good thing. So yeah. We try to, when we also belong to a lot of social media sites. We belong to, have to look at what the latest, but I think we have a Facebook presence. We have Instagram, I believe. I'll need to look and see, but we own a number of social networks. So that's a good thing. Just trying to keep abreast with the current thing. So, and we have a library newsletter that comes out every semester, just talking about what's new happening around here. So yeah, we tried to make the place more inviting. How long have you been here? Are you a freshman, sophomore, junior?
Late sophomore.
Okay. I don't know if you were here before this setup, because it used to be a lot different. We used to have reference shelves, reference books all along here. It wasn't a big open space like this. Has it always been like this since you were a student?
Well, I think the first time I actually went to in this room, there was that space.
It was like this,
right.
Pretty much, yeah. All this was only in the last 5 years.
All right.
We just cleared it all out. A lot of our reference books were, we basically downsized the reference book collection. When I say reference books, like dictionaries, encyclopedias, we downsized it to a much smaller area, and we cleared out all this space and just made it, study room for the students. Yeah. So that's made it more inviting, I think, and we more open space here. And the thing is, as we go more and more toward ebooks, we won't need as much physical space anymore. It just varies. We're still buying physical books, but I don't know, I just think it's more inviting than it ever was. And that lounge downstairs, that's a relatively new thing. You know where I'm talking about? Like when you walk in, there's a big display window, and then to the left, it's all seating areas, tables and stuff. That's been used quite a bit. So yeah. So any other questions? I don't know what else to tell you.
Any authors you remember, like?
As far as like what type of authors, like authors that I'm interested in personally, or that I enjoy reading for fun, or
that you've met?
That I've met.
Like for one of those conferences or such.
I meet a lot of popular writers at those conferences, not necessarily academic writers. So Lois Duncan, you're probably not going to know who she is, but she wrote I Know What You Did Last Summer. You remember that horror film that came out? Or maybe you don't, but okay. But I met Lois Duncan. I met Charlene Harris, who did the True Blood HBO series. She's the one who wrote the books about that. Yeah, so I met her. Who else have I met? Those were the two I've met recently that were pretty good. So yeah, the ALA conferences have the major writers, and that's why I wish I could go to some of those. I mean, we still get some good writers at LLA, but not nearly as many as ALA does. So that's been kind of interesting. So yeah. So yeah, we used to have a friends group, but we couldn't get enough members to join, where we had book sales and stuff like that, where we sold used books, and that was kind of cool. But so yeah. So I mean, I don't know what else to tell you.
All right. Oh, thank you.
Okay, no problem.